господа, ну а прямо сейчас наступает момент истины, наступает главный бой сегодняшнего турнира, который имеет предысторию. Один из бойцов в прошлом поединке получил первое поражение в своей карьере из-за дисквалификации. Поэтому прямо сейчас наступает время реванша, наступает время новых героев. В синий угол клетки приглашается боец из Таджикистана Хабибулло Азизов.
You're watching MMA Series 23, Time of New Heroes, live from St. Petersburg, Russia, and it's time for our main event of the evening. This is a featherweight super fight brought to you by the Fubo Sports Network and around the world on the Clash TV app. I'm Ian M16 Butlin, and this is the fight I have been waiting for. Huge rematch here between Khabibullo Azizov and Artem Semenov. For those who didn't see the first fight, both unbeaten fighters went in. Artem Semenov was dominating the fight against Azizov, who you see before you. And an illegal strike, which I agree was an illegal strike, caused Azizov to then stop as if he couldn't continue. I did believe he could have continued. I thought it was a bit of gamesmanship, I said at the time, and he played the rules and got the win by disqualification. The only sensible thing to do was to run this fight off again, and Artem Semenov will be looking to get the win back.
А в красный угол клетки приглашается боец, представляющий город Тосно. Встречайте, Артем Семенов!
So our final fighter to enter the cage tonight for MMA Series 23 is Artem Semenov of Russia. As I said, that last fight, he lost that fight by disqualification. He has since come back and won. Let's have a look at his record on the MMA Series. MMA Series 6, he won by triangle. MMA Series 11, he was back with another triangle. MMA Series 12, he won by decision. Then on MMA Series 15, the fight we were talking about, he lost to Azizov by disqualification. He since came back and we saw him again on MMA Series 19 with yet another triangle. Will he get the win he wants? Will he get a triangle win against Khabibullo Azizov, who he must feel stole the win from him last time? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's a featherweight super fight. Khabibullo Azizov versus Artem Semenov.
И, дамы и господа, это заключительный турнир уходящего года ММА Серия-23. Время новых героев. Представляем вам главный бой сегодняшнего турнира. Вашему вниманию бойцы. В синем углу клетки боец из Таджикистана, представляющий клуб Universal Fighter. Ему 22 года. В его профессиональном графице 5 побед, ни одного поражения. Встречайте, Хабибулло Азизов! Его соперник в красном углу клетки представляет город Тосно, представляет команду Тосно ММА. Ему 19 лет, в его активе 4 победа и то самое, одно единственное поражение. Встречайте, Артем Семенов! Рефери в клетке Евгений Ли.
Бойцы на середину. Помним про правила, слушаем мои команды, деремся честно. Пожали руки. По углам.
You're watching MMA Series 23, Time of New Heroes. This is the main event of the evening. Huge featherweight rematch between Khabibullo Azizov in the blue and Artem Semenov in the red.
Судья, время. Готов? Готов? Бой!
Semenov comes out flying. with a flying knee straight into a guillotine. He wants this win back. He felt he won that last fight. Are we going to see a slam? Don't think he'll be able to slam here because his head hit the ground. Is that a tight grip there from Semenov? Pressure against the fence. He tries to drop him down to the floor. Now watch for Semenov to work up for these triangles. The triangle is definitely his favourite submission and his best submission. But at the moment, difficult when you're crushed against the fence. So we talked about the fact Semenov dominated the first fight but lost on that disqualification decision. But Azizov now has had time. He knows what to expect this time round. I think he was a little bit taken by surprise. It was definitely his toughest fight. Oh, here we see he's trying to set up, getting those legs up high, looking for that high guard, foot on the hip. Defensive work here in the guard from Azizov, who's clinching his hands tight under. Now switches to the posture. Needs to be careful about leaving an arm in. But that's good posture, firing down with the shots. Again, the up kick coming up. Azizov, single shots, controlled. Semenov looking there for the trip. They're looking to off balance. Maybe kick out the legs, sweep out the legs. Trying to pull him down into that guard so he can work these triangles. Azizov already looking better than he did in the first fight, I feel. He knows that guard's dangerous now. Nothing much landing. The referee will stand this up. Oh, huge big kick attempt to the head. And from the ground, he managed to kick it over the head of Azizov, who's again working these kicks into the legs. We've got to say, so far, the top position control coming from Azizov, who's again managing to pass the guard. Knee in, legs back between. Semenov having a hold there and looked over to his corner. Grapevine the legs, pulling that base out, pulling the knees out to stop the base. So now again, looking to work from inside the guard. We know how good Semenov is from here. He's trying. This is sort of your classic defense from someone who's in a dangerous guard, to sit down, elbows in tight, and then as soon as you get the opportunity, posture back up and get out. And he's certainly been working that in the gym. Again, low kicks in, keeping working. Trying the axe kick down now from that position there. Azizov definitely playing the right game here to not really engage too much. Working the strikes. Sharing punches there, both throwing lefts and rights and kicks. Semenov with a tighter hands up. Azizov a little bit looser. High kick goes in. It was just the end of the toes there landing. Nothing substantial from that high kick. Again there, more the foot. Some decent punches from Azizov in this stand-up exchange. Ducked underneath, got the body lock and the takedown, and surely sealed the round there. Khabibullo Azizov for me winning the first round of this main event. If you're watching at home on the Clash TV app, make sure you score the fights. Clap for your favorite fighter. Khabibullo Azizov starts well in this main event, working the ground and pound shot, standing up in the guard. Nice distance in there on the exchange on the feet. So final instructions in the corner for both these teams. Looking relaxed is Khabibullo Azizov, focused Semenov as he stares across the cage. That was a big first round on my card for Khabibullo Azizov. Not enough to call it a 10-8 round, but definitely a 10-9 round there. Guys on the Clash TV app have that. 15-45 Azizov, 15-12 Semenov. Very even there on the cards. So here we go, round number 2. MMA Series 23, Time and New Heroes main event. Complaining there about the low kick. I didn't think that was intentional. I think a lack of professionalism there from Azizov, who, again, I didn't like the way he complained in the first fight about the illegal blow. And again there, I thought it was unfair. Nice head kick there from Semenov. Look for the flying knee. Now he's working that sort of rubber guard. Pulling his own leg up, keeping the posture down. He's going to look to try to threaten from the guard now. Azizov, again, gets his elbows in, pulls in tight, defending anything that's going to come from the guard. And then back to the posture. And out. So playing the same game he did in that first round. You can see this has been drilled over and over again in the gym from that team. Semenov with a looping overhand right there. Fell short. Low kick from Semenov. Oh, that was a big left hook there from Azizov as he stepped in. He missed with the right, landed the left. He needs to be careful still when he comes in. Although he's rocked him. Oh, turning away from these punches now is Semenov. Has Azizov put a dent in the defense? Again, big punches going in. Semenov looks hurt to me. Azizov has smelt blood there. He drops down into the half guard. Blood now coming from the nose of Artem Semenov. Looking for the sit-up sweep, rolling from the turtle position and back to guard. And here we are back again with Azizov standing over Semenov, kicking into the legs and stepping in with his head out of distance and then dropping the bombs. Heel kick sounded to land on the back of the head there. Two minutes left now in this second round. At the moment, looking another good round for Khabibullo Azizov. This is certainly a very different fight to the first fight. And Semenov will so badly have wanted to get this win back. At the moment, it's looking like Azizov is playing the right game. Will we see a leg attack here? Looks for the heel. Look, he didn't get a bite on the heel before the turn of the knee. Good awareness, good defense from Azizov again from the top. The thing with being on top of a good guard player, a good submission artist, is it only takes a lapse in concentration of this very clever game Azizov is playing. It only takes one lapse for Semenov to take advantage and get the finish. This is one of the beautiful things about mixed martial arts, is it can finish at any time in a fight where you're behind. So Azizov, very dominant so far, but anything could happen as we've got 1 minute left in round number 2. You're watching MMA Series 23, Time of New Heroes, live from St. Petersburg, Russia. 1 minute left in this featherweight super fight for our main event here this evening. Still using the grapevine underneath the shins and was working the overhook there. Can Semenov pull those elbows away, start to work some submissions from the bottom? Using the off-balancing. He's using those grapevines under the leg to off-balance, which will, if he tries to use it to off-balance, what that'll do is make Azizov have to put his hands out to keep his balance or to keep his base, and that's where he can start to attack for a triangle, an armbar, or the submissions. But again, Azizov does the right thing, and once he's not set down with his elbows tight in, he stands up out of the guard. So again, stopping the attacks from Artem Semenov. And a great second round there. 2 rounds up on my card is Khabibullo Azizov. As we watch the replay of the second round. That was again a complaint there from Azizov. It only looked a slight catch. There we saw the big takedown. Semenov trying to threaten, trying to look for submissions, but the defense is very well worked out and very well rehearsed here. If you're watching at home on a Clash TV app, please score the fights, clap for your favorite fighter, and discuss the fights and this whole event in the chat room. 10 fantastic fights here on the card this evening. This is our main event. Look at the stats there, 97 and 47 landed. 3 times as many strikes now landed for Azizov. A question from Ivan on Clash TV: how much of an internal dialogue goes on in the minds, or are they completely in the moment? Now, you can really get into the flow of a fight and things can work and your momentum's going and you're just working and flowing and moving. But for someone like Semenov now who's on the floor, he needs to be thinking, he needs to be going over, what can he do? Stand back up, how do I get these arms away from the body? How can I off-balance him and try to turn this fight around? So I think it's nice to be in a flow when you're on a winning streak, as it were, or a winning flow. But for the guy, Artem Semenov, who's wanting so badly to get this win and needing to turn this fight around, I'm sure there's a lot going through his mind. What can I do? What have my corner said to me in the corner? For me as well, very important that the corner gives just a few simple instructions that can give you a positive turnaround. Maybe something negative you need to do better first, and then something positive afterwards that you're doing well and to do more of. Here, you see the first sort of attack in the guard. But again, Azizov straight away spotted that the arm was coming up, he was under threat, and he postures up and pulls out. Another flying knee attempt there from Semenov. Double the amount of strikes landed now. Semenov underneath, full guard with an overhook. He's let go of the overhook now, but he was using the overhook, and again, the foot under the shin, trying to off-balance. It's been great work, this, from Azizov, who's defended everything so well, kept his elbows in. Can he keep it going for the last 3 minutes? Semenov needs to control one of those arms, needs to control the balance in guard. Again, looking all the time to get these legs up, but the posture has been so good. And Azizov postures up, steps back out. This has been guard defense 101 from Azizov. Oh, and that's a knee there, landed on the button, but didn't seem to rock Azizov as he comes forward, firing the shots after. Nice takedown defense. Can he get the mount position here? On the top, into half guard now. Semenov keeps half guard. Here we go, top half guard position now for Khabibullo Azizov. Really getting to the point now in the last couple of minutes of this fight where Semenov has to try everything he can to try to get a finish. The defense has been so good from Azizov. What does he do? He first needs to get this knee back in. You can see he's got the left arm framed on the leg. He needs to get the hips out and try to get his left knee up to his left elbow so he can get back to the full guard. Then he can start to at least try some attacks. There, the knees come through. Still in a butterfly hook, but he's back at least inside the guard. Using the elbows, he'll be using the elbows to try to get that foot free. And he's got 1 minute, 10 seconds to try to look for a submission. Azizov again, just detaches and steps out, lets him back up. Nice sharp shot there from Azizov, who again closes distance, gets the takedown. Again, we've got this same game. Can Semenov get that hook out and start to work his guard up? Still looking for the triangle. That's a threat, but the head was out. Again, as soon as there was any threat of a submission, Azizov is out and detached. Punches now, Semenov, is this his last-ditch effort? He's got 20 seconds left. He goes for another flying knee. None of them have worked, and each time he's been taken down, and I think that is the last one. 12 seconds left, and this time I think I criticised Azizov last time, but he's gone back to the gym, he's done the work, and that is a fantastic win, and still unbeaten. Khabibullo Azizov. I'm maybe jumping the gun there, but I'm pretty sure that when we see the scorecards, that is a win for Khabibullo Azizov. Look at the replay of this final round as he came forward. Punches on the ground, controlling that half guard position, and the strikes standing. Moving the head well there to defend the onslaught, the one attack there from Semenov. Semenov looking disheartened there. Is Khabibullo Azizov just the boogeyman for him? Because Semenov was looking so good on his wins on MMA series.
Бойцы на середину.
Дамы и господа, в главном поединке вечера победу единогласным решением судей одержал Хабибулло Азизов!
As expected, a unanimous points decision there for Khabibullo Azizov.
Семенову.
Хабибулло, поздравляю. Теперь можно сказать.
Хабибулло, I congratulate you.
Как готовился? Шансов, в принципе, не
How
дал.
were you
Совершенно.
preparing for this fight? You didn't get any chance. Thanks to all. Hello, everyone. Thanks God, I won this fight. I finished our rivalry. My coach is my best friend. Thanks to my teammates, all my coaches. Thanks to my parents.
из Питера,
from
Москвы.
Tajikistan.
И напоследок хотел сказать огромное спасибо моему сопернику.
And
за
thanks
то,
to
что
my
он
rival
вышел сюда, и
who came here
мы дрались,
and
альхамдулилlah.
we
Я сегодня
fought together.
был чуть-чуть лучше. Не падай духом,
I
Артем.
was better
Готовься,
a
иншаллах, у
little
тебя
bit.
хорошее будущее. Всё
But
впереди
Artem, I
тебя.
wish you luck and
И
success in the
спасибо
future.
организации ММА Серии за то, что они организовали этот бой.
Thanks
Я
to the
долго
promotion
хотел, чтобы,
who made this
в
fight
этом
happen.
противостоянии поставить жирные точки, как говорится, в первом бою. Ну, Артем там чуть-чуть ошибался, из-за этого я травмировался.
Artem
не
did
мог
some
продать бой.
mistakes
Ну, вы все видели,
in
что
our first
первый
fight.
бой я до того, как травмировался, явно выиграл.
But I was winning it.
Все два раунда я выиграл. И вот
2
сегодня,
rounds I
альхамдулилlah,
was winning
доказал
it
этого.
for 2 rounds.
Дальше,
And
больше,
today
иншаллах, идем
I
дальше.
proved that
Я
I'm
на
better.
хотел сказать, после этого мой последний бой на 65 килограмм был. Я
This is my
поменяю
last
свою
fight
весовую
at
категорию
this
61, и любое
weight
время
class.
готов с любым
I'm
драться,
going
иншаллах.
down to the
ММА Серия,
61.
give me location, как говорится, who is next?
Спасибо большое, удачи. Очень эмоционально, поздравляю.
Хабибулло Азизов!
Send me location. Who is next?
As we watch the replay of our featherweight main event here this evening, what a rematch that was between Khabibullo Azizov and Artem Semenov. Semenov started each round and quite a lot of the exchanges with a flying knee, but he was being caught by Azizov, who took him to the floor and worked so well with the defense in the guard position. Huge takedown there, you see. Every time there was a threat in guard, he postured up, stood back out to the guard, and then coming back those big shots. Semenov just didn't seem to have an answer for what was coming forward at him. A totally different fight to the first fight. Even this last-ditch attempt at striking, the head movement from Azizov, and he took the win on points.